Hi everybody, Eve Everett here, and this week we're going to talk about what's sold on eBay. Often or reasonably frequently seen items at thrift shops or flea markets or yard sales, finds that equal good money for you. I picked this child's mid-century Wildwood, New Jersey souvenir tea set up at a church thrift shop for $3, and it has its lids, its cups, its saucers. Very cute set. Sold it to a lady in Indiana. She grew up in Wildwood, moved to Indiana, and wanted the tea set to play with her kid, which they very much enjoyed. And I always like hearing things about that from customers. Sat on this for about 6 months and sold and shipped it for $40. And again, it's a miniature set, so that really didn't bother me to ship it and sell it to her for $40. I found this Batman lid. It's a limited edition lid that belonged to the base of the Batman cookie jar, but I picked up the lid only at a Goodwill outlet. So I think it was about 99 cents. In any event, I sold that for $27 and shipped that to a nice guy in Texas who was really happy that he could find the lid because his kid broke his lid. So $27 shipped to Texas, held on to that for less than 2 months. This is a Baltimore Orioles gray baseball hat. It's one size fits most, adjustable, and I sold that for $22. This is a Caterpillar hat. It's a C-Series. And apparently the C-Series is a little bit more difficult to find, and I sold that for $40 and shipped that to Israel. I picked up this Minolta MC Rockor camera lens made in Japan at a thrift store in my area, and I'm just dabbling in camera lenses. This is obviously a vintage one, and I sold that for $64.99, and I picked that up, looks like I picked that up in very early January, and it went out the door at the end of February. So I think I paid, I got another lens with it. I paid $5 for the lenses. I sold that one again for $64.99, shipped to Illinois. This is about 8 yards of upholstery trim, trim that you'd put on pillows and sofas, things like that. It's mid-century, and I got this at a Weigh and Go. And if you can get upholstery trim, especially on the original cards that they were sold with from the mid-century era, those sell pretty quickly, and they often get left behind at the stores because people just don't really know what the purpose of the trim is for. They just think it's boring. But you should like boring trim. It can do pretty well, and it moves faster when it's on the original cardboard. In any event, I sold this for $25. This is a very pretty sky blue linen floral tablecloth damask that I picked up at a church sale, and I think I paid about $2 for this. I forgot to measure it. I posted it. People, of course, asked me over and over again. I kept thinking to myself, I really got to get around to doing this. But it didn't matter because you can really see the quality on the close-up pictures that I took. And someone snapped that up for $25. This is a really cute pink marmalade jointed teddy bear that I picked up for about 50 cents, and it did sit for a little while. Looks like I had this for about, almost a year, 10 months. And I sold this for $26 and shipped it to Australia. They paid the shipping on that. This is a Scare's True Heart Care Bear from 2005. And he's pastel with tie-dye colors, 27 inches tall. I got this at a Weigh and Go, and I forgot, and I left it with international shipping, and I sold it for $55 to go to France. And the ordeal that I had to go through to cut down the box so that it stayed under a certain weight so that it wouldn't completely break me was just ridiculous. I mean, I stripped this box down to nothing practically, but everything was covered, everything was protected. I did ship it to the person. What happened was when I do international shipping, I charge for that, but for some reason with this bear, which was 27 inches tall, so it was pretty big, I didn't check the right button in my program. I have my own program poster that I use, and so when you sell something to France of that size, shipping can get real tricky because I didn't charge her for shipping, so I had to make it work on $55. Shipping ended up actually costing me $33.63 on that one, so it was a great sale, but the shipping kind of bummed me out. But I went back and just immediately corrected the program to make sure that that would not happen again. It was like an anomalous circumstance, so thank goodness, but I did check everything. So I ended up making less money than I thought off it, but it was okay and no harm done. Often you can find miniatures, either the complete sets or partial sets, at flea markets, yard sales, thrift shops. I picked up these Clarabelle brass coach lamp miniatures with a wiring kit at a yard sale, and I sold these to, let's see, I posted these, they sold in 4 days for $25. Recently, I got completely wiped out of all vintage wrapping paper that I had in hand. One of the things that went was this lot of all occasion wrapping paper, very bright florals from the late 60s and 70s. And I sold that, sent it media mail, and I sold that to a nice lady in New Orleans for $30. Here's another lot of vintage wrapping paper for weddings and baby showers. It's a lot that spans from the 50s through the 80s, and I sold this for $24.50. Here's another miniature set as an example for everybody. This is Duracraft. There's 3 rooms in that kit: kitchen, dining, and bedroom. And I think I threw in a garden trellis too. In any event, they were just a bunch of wrapped, never used items. I got the weigh and go, and I sold those for $30, and they were out the door within 2 weeks. This is a ladies' Wittenauer gold tone Pegasus wristwatch. These actually came in the mail in the 80s, and people are really interested in them. You won't get much for them, but they do sell very quickly. This one was not even running, and I threw it up for about $22, and I sold it, let's see, I sold it in about a month and a half for the asking price. This is a probably mid-century channel set rhinestone bracelet. If you pick channel set rhinestones up, take a very good look to see if they're damaged, and if they are, how scratched they are, because the type of setting that is, it's easier for them to get damaged. In any event, I sold this particular bracelet for $45. Some Lenox ornaments are not worth very much, and some of the more scarce ones are very hard to find, and you can get ridiculous prices for them. This is a ornament called Not Even a Mouse. I have it in the original box. I initially started this for around on a best offer for $75, and ended up selling it to a nice lady in New York for $50. And finally, let's talk about Zippo for a moment. I picked this Zippo up at a yard sale, and this one is the blue and silver striped box, and it came with its original instructions. Immaculate, like it was never used, essentially. I think maybe this person knew my mother, who was also a buyer of things to hoard and never open. In any event, I picked this up I paid $10 for this, and I posted it, and within 2 days it sold for $145.